Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Force, and today we will be checking out Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. This is the next annual installment in the popular first-person shooter franchise, this particular game being developed by Sledgehammer. And here in this video, I'm going to show you a bit of single-player gameplay. I'm not going to focus too much, obviously I'm talking over the cutscene here, I'm not going to focus too much on the story part of things. I just want to show you and talk about the gameplay as I've experienced so far. So as of this moment, this is like the 5th or 6th mission. We're about 2 hours into the campaign. I've gotten a good idea of some of the, I guess, differences that we're seeing in this Call of Duty from previous Call of Duties. The biggest thing that they're really focusing on here in Advanced Warfare are these exosuits. They allow you to do dashes to the left, right, and back. They allow you to do this like short burst double jump, and then they come with a bunch of different special abilities. Like the current exosuit that I'm wearing right now has a stim pack for self-heal. Whoa, watch out for that. Has a stim pack for self-heal. It has a like a sonic boom that will essentially disable enemies that are nearby you. I guess it kind of works like a flashbang in that it'll make it so the enemies it like incapacitates enemies in front of you for a short duration. And there's like shields and a whole bunch of different things that exosuits can offer. This particular video is just really going to focus on the single player. We're just gonna, again, just take a look at some gameplay and talk a little bit about the game as we go through it. In follow-up videos, I'm going to do some look at the multiplayer and all sorts of fun stuff like that. All right, we got a zip line here. We're gonna hold down F. And then it's going to pick this up, and we get to choose where it goes in the ground. It's only, you know, there's only a few areas you can actually place it. It really doesn't make any difference, but I guess it's better than just more cutscene, giving some player interaction, which is really nice. So just as a preface, yeah, just to let you know ahead of time, I've talked about this sort of in last year's installment and the prior installment. Whenever I cover a Call of Duty game, I am not like some crazy Call of Duty aficionado. You know, I don't know a ton about the series. I used to play COD 4 a crap ton, and then I sort of fell off and basically just got to the point where I'm playing the yearly installments for a few days to a week, and that's basically it. And obviously I can't hit that target for shit. Playing the yearly installments for a few days to a week, and really not much more beyond that. So just realize that this video is going to be more, hey, take a look at some of this stuff. Like, look, I can take this door and put it down and absorb some fire or whatever. So this guy, go up to him and then whatever, he hits it. Nice. Alright, I'm going to hit 4. That's my stim pack, and notice that just instantly healed me. Now, I actually don't know how to recharge the stim pack ability. A lot of the exosuit abilities run off of battery, but the stim pack, when running through the single-player campaign, and this might be different in the multiplayer campaign, I haven't seen anything to recharge it, and it doesn't appear to be recharging over time. However, that might change here in this video. I only had limited experience with it prior to recording this. So we've got this little drone thing that I can move forward with. It basically provides some cover so to allow you to creep forward a little bit and whatnot, and then I can go back into it and, you know, yeah, it's just, yeah, move forward a little bit, get some cover. That's my friend, so I don't want to shoot him. And are there any enemies down here? So we've been using this weapon right here. This weapon's kind of neat. It is a, let's cycle through so I can get the exact name for you. This is the Ball 27 Custom, and it's got a very interesting scope in that normally this is like a mid-range scope, but I can hit shift and toggle it so it becomes more of a close-range weapon. You see we get a little bit of a zoom like that. So that's kind of neat. I like that. Second weapon, I started this mission off, is this EM1. It's a laser gun. It shoots a, yeah, well, it shoots a laser. It's a laser gun. It shoots a laser. What else do you expect? So we can blow people up with lasers. Welcome to the future of warfare. And I guess I could just pick up this weapon just for the heck of it, the ARX-160. Oh yeah, something else I'm not much of, and that's like a gun dude. Like, I know there's some people who know all about all the different guns, and I don't. I like playing first-person shooters, but I'm not much of like a military gun fan or anything, or it's just, I don't have a huge knowledge base of it, so I'm not gonna be like, oh, this is this gun, and this is how it, you know, is it like the real version, or is it like I don't know, just whatever. I like shooting things in video games. I'm not actually whatever. Let's walk into this little drone here, the MD turret, actually. this thing's kind of neat. I've noticed a couple of these in the single player campaign, these things that you can get into and do stuff with. So this one's got like lock on, so I can lock onto a bunch of targets and then just fire things. And that's actually what I'm going to do for most of these, because it's kind of hilarious. I just run around, I lock them on, I fire out the missiles. And let's just do some regular fire here with the left mouse button. Yes, oh, in case you didn't know already, yes, I am playing on the PC. This is the PC version of the game. Graphics are tuned up. This is running and should be viewable on YouTube thanks to their latest update at 60 frames per second. The base game itself, for me, was running at, I believe, 120 or so. But you know, that's not, you're not gonna be able to watch that on YouTube, so we're just gonna record it at 60 FPS and you guys can see if you enjoy that or not. It's really a very awesome new feature that they recently brought into YouTube, and looks like my turret has been destroyed, so let's get out of there. And this actually, you know, hilariously enough, first time I saw this thing's called a Titan. I mean, just making no qualms about, yeah, you know, there was this Titanfall game, but we can have Titans in our game too. Who cares? Whatever. Titanfall doesn't appear to be doing that hot anyways right now. Alright, so we've got our launcher. We need to destroy this target so we can lock on. And you just have to wait a second for each bit to lock on, and then we fire. It's going to do 4 rockets at once. Unfortunately, that's not quite enough to destroy it, so let's go over here and pick up some more ammunition. And I do wonder... Yeah, so I still can't use Stim. Stim is my 4 ability. I do not know how to recharge it. Again, that might be something that there's like almost like ammunition or suit power-up recharge stations. There may very well be something like that in the multiplayer, but I haven't seen any way to do that sort of stuff in the main game. But again, I'm still fairly early on, so. Oh, I haven't shown you this yet, but yes, the dashes and stuff. So the double jump, it's just double spacebar. You get that double jump. This is one of the exosuit abilities, and you can choose. You get, as we go through the story campaign, you start each mission with like a set group of 3 specific exosuit abilities. So it'll be my understanding that once you go into multiplayer, you'll just be able to choose which ones that you want, and there'll probably be, you know, an unlock progression thing for that. But I think this last volley should be it here. Man, those things take forever to get to them, huh? That's unbelievable. So yes, we've got the double jump, and we can also double jump and hit crouch to slam down on the ground, and that'll like damage enemies that you land on. And then there's also the sort of quick strafing of left and right, and you can go backwards with it as well. Although there is there's a short cooldown, so you cannot just I can't just constantly spam 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like you can do 2 quick successions, and then there will be a brief cooldown in which you can do it again. That's how it's worked for me so far in playing through the game. All right, we need to make our way over here and into the facility. So without any spoilers, I guess I'll lay the basic groundwork. In the single-player campaign, you were basically working for a military group for hire. And it seemed so far like we've been doing good missions, like saving people from terrorist attacks. And right now, there's this nuclear facility that's under attack, and obviously, you know, if a nuclear facility explodes, that could lead to a whole bunch of bad things going on. So yeah, and so far the missions have taken place in a variety of places throughout the world. This one is actually here in the States, and there have been other missions overseas. So it doesn't appear to be set in like one specific location or anything. Okay, so just a little briefing update. The nuclear reactor, there's where we are. We need to make our way over to the reactor core and destroy the enemy. So I'll say this. I will say this. Normally, I am very, very underwhelmed with the way Call of Duty games have looked graphically, even on the PC. I won't go as far as to say I'm like super impressed, but I'm not. It doesn't look as bad as I honestly expected it to. So it looks like they've put a little bit of extra work, which is good because as we move into the next generation and as their install base, their huge install base on the console, as you know, as that moves over to the next gen consoles, that means that they can pump up the baseline graphical fidelity, and that should mean that on the PC, for us PC players, we're gonna get games that look a little bit better as well. You know, that are sort of mass targeted at that console market. So that's a nice thing to see. Again, you know, it's not blowing my mind or anything. But the game does look all right. So I haven't showed you grenades yet. There are two different types of grenades. There's basically lethal grenades and then specialty grenades. And on the fly, you can cycle through what these do. Do we have any? Oh no, I still have the rocket launcher. I don't want that. Let's pick this thing up. Here we go. Yeah, let's pick up the Stinger. I don't even know how this thing launches. Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't want that to go that way. There we go. Nice. That's really cool. It looks like it's got a little bit of a targeting thing going on too. So it'll launch in a direction and then it'll like heat sink or something. I don't know. There's two different types of grenades. There are the specialty ones and then there are the lethal ones. So I can basically bring up the lethal one. And I can choose, do I want a smart grenade, which will launch itself towards a target, like it'll go up in the air, and then it'll go straight towards a target. Or by hitting F, I can cycle through. So we can switch from smart to contact, which will just explode on contact, or frag, which will explode after a set duration. Now, then there's also the specialty grenades, and with that we've got threat grenades, which will reveal nearby threats. So let me toss that out. And then we can take a look, and then there you go. We can see, all right, these are the nearby threats. That's where they are. So why don't we just launch some of these over and try to blow some of those guys up. I know that this guy is over here, so we can go like that. In addition to the threat grenades, let me toss which one is this? Yeah, toss a frag right in this group. There's a bunch of them in there. So that'll explode, wonderful. In addition to the threat grenades, for specialty grenades, we also have... There are flash, so you know the flashbang, and then an EMP, which is really good for drones. And there are a bunch of drones in this game. I don't see any at the moment though, so I'm gonna hold on to this. But once I see some drones, I'll toss an EMP at it, and it just, you know, it does what you expect it to. EMP is electrically powered, and the drones are electrically powered, so hitting them with an EMP stops them from doing anything. All right, so we're gonna go up here. We're gonna use our double jump ability. I do really like the extra mobility that we get from the double jumping, and I cannot wait to hop into the multiplayer and see the dashing in effect, because I think that's gonna make things a little bit more interesting. I've always felt like Call of Duty has been one of those games where if you're just the person who gets the first jump, then that's it, right? You win the fight. But I think with the dashing, there might be a little more leeway here. Why am I not able to hit that target? So as you can see, there is a okay, so let me toss the MP. Pops and the drone goes bye-bye. Wonderful. So yeah, I think that with this dashing, it's going to make things just a little bit more interesting, which is, you know, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to trying that out, seeing what that's all about. Okay, those are friends, so we don't want to shoot them. That guy's not a friend. And I can switch here to the more of the close range, where when I'm in this more of a close range situation. Although I do really like this gun zoomed in with that little bit of extra. So yeah, notice just now, just moving around, like being able to jump up in the rafters quickly without having to run around in the line of fire and all that stuff. It adds the verticality, which makes things a little bit more interesting. All right, I'll go over here now. Yeah, I honestly don't even know if I can use stairs anyways. Like, I don't know if I can just... Oh, I can. Wonderful. It's the first time I have had to, because, again, I can just keep double jumping over things. All right, so why don't we toss out another threat grenade just to see... Oops, here we go. Man, don't want to die. That'd be embarrassing. I'll toss out another threat grenade just to see who's in the area. So we'll cycle through. Toss that out. And just to see what we've got. Okay, so we've just got a couple of guys left, no problemo. And one more guy over here. Excellent. Is that guy? Yeah, he's a bad guy too. He just came out of nowhere. Goodbye. And some more drones up here, so why don't we go ahead and toss. They're easy enough to just blow up anyways. But, you know, for the sake of showing you guys things, why not toss out some EMPs? That's fun. You're a bad guy. You're a bad guy. Let me use my launcher thing, because this is kind of cool. That is really awesome. Oops, that's my friend. Don't want to do that to him. It's a long weapon switch time. I do believe, though, it depends on the type of weapon that you use. I think there is a difference between, like, I have had, in prior missions, I've had pistols that have been available. They've been very quick on the draw, essentially. I'm going to actually get rid of my rocket launcher and replace it with this thing, whatever this is. Oh, just an AK-12, and this has got a enhanced targeter, which will show me a red outline for enemies, but there are no more left. So let's go ahead and continue our way through the mission. So here's the thing, okay? This is what I want to say about this game. It's still another Call of Duty in that it's pretty much a shooting gallery. Again, we're playing on normal difficulty right now. Prior to this, I've played the entire campaign so far on hardened, which is one notch above normal, and then there's one more difficulty above that. Even on hardened, it's still very much so just a shooting gallery. You know, you're just seeing enemies, popping them off. They all die pretty darn quickly. The big difference that I noticed on hardened was, again, you just died much faster. So yeah, just take cover a lot more. We've got a drone that we can deploy that we'll be using for this part. So we're going to take cover here, and then we're going to go ahead and press N to deploy our drone. If it actually works, there we go. So the drone will move out, and we can go up, we can go down, and we can blow up enemies. And that's what we're going to do here in this room. I don't recall, because again, I am not a huge Call of Duty guy, and this is not a Call of Duty YouTube channel. I don't recall, but I do feel like there have been drones in prior installments, so I don't know if this is anything that's very new. Maybe just the target acquisition might be different, or the type of weaponry on the drone. But I feel like drones have been in... I feel like that's a thing that I saw in Call of Duties in the past. I could be wrong, though, again. This is not some... Yeah, you guys got the picture. I don't need to keep repeating myself. But yeah, we've got this drone. It can move around. It can go up. It can go down. And then I've got that red outline for people. So that's funny. And then we can zoom in too, but it's really unnecessary. It's also very unstable when you do that. There's one more threat. Where is he? Alright, I'm just going to exit this. Whatever. I don't care. Let's go out. If we see the threat, we'll blow him up. I'm not too concerned. Things are not going well here as we get closer to the center of the nuclear reactor. Explosions are happening. Loud noises are taking place. This was actually a very cool mission, which is precisely why I decided to show it to you in this gameplay video. Just to take a look at some stuff that's going on here. And here we are in the control center. So yeah, what I wanted to say earlier, though, is that I wasn't expecting to like this at all. The last Call of Duty, I did not like at all. I only played it for, I think, an afternoon, and then I just didn't touch it again. But this has been kind of neat so far, and I've heard some very, very good things about that multiplayer. So I am certainly looking forward to jumping in and checking that out, because obviously that's where, you know, that's where this game gets its popularity. That's where it gets its longevity. There have been jokes for years about the Call of Duty single player just being whatever. And you might say, well then, Force, why are you even showing us the Call of Duty single player? Simply to show you some of the gameplay mechanics and to give you like a brief look at the exosuit. You know, I know the multiplayer is the big focus, and we will take a look at some multiplayer and some follow-up videos. But I've heard some really good things. I've heard the multiplayer is a lot of fun, so I hope that that's the case. I hope that these exosuits and the added sort of verticality and the extra mobility really actually do make a big difference. Oh, there's still one exosuit ability that I have right now that I haven't shown you, and that's my sonic boom thing. So I'd like to show you that. It's going to use up battery power, so you'll notice so I'm going to hit M, and then these guys get disabled. They're like, oh, it's really loud. And there's a battery gauge right on the HUD above my gun, and you'll see that go down whenever I use this. So I'm going to use it again, and see the battery gauge go down. It's now down to like a third. So yeah, and this is the weapon that I had with the enhanced target acquisition. But this is basically the end of the mission. We go through, the nuclear reactor cannot be saved. Oh no. The bad guys are winning. What's going to happen? Will we be able to turn it around? Who knows? Well, I'll tell you right now, the answer to that question is probably yes. We'll probably be able to turn it around. We'll see though. Who knows? Maybe the bad guys will take over. I don't know. Whatever. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, checking out some gameplay from Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, the single player campaign. We will do some multiplayer coming up, so if you're more interested in that, stay tuned. I'll play some rounds, I'll show you some footage and talk with you about my experience with that. Oh no, the end of the world. Thanks for watching guys, hope you have a good afternoon. I will see you tomorrow. Keep watching and keep owning. It's crumbling. All hope is lost. Oh jeez.